Hey guys, so I figured I would bring out my mini microphone today so we could try a couple new snacks. I've never had them before, but these are the popcorners, the crunchy and wholesome popped corn snack. Sweet and salty kettle corn. And kettle corn is like one of my favorite treats, snacks, whatever, that you can get from like county or state fairs, or my grandma used to go to somewhere called the Covered Bridge Festival in Indiana. I think it was in Indiana. And she would always bring back the best kettle corn, and I've never had a kettle corn like it since then. The popcorn was so good, and the like almost candy coating on the kettle corn was so amazing. And to be honest, I've never had it like that since. And any other kettle corn I've purchased, like fresh made right there, has really sucked. It's not the greatest. It's once you've had the Covered Bridge kettle corn, everything else is like down here. If you know, you know. Well, and then the other thing is, I've never had these before either. The Kettle brand crinkle cut potato chips in dill pickle. So we're gonna see how that goes too. So we're gonna have a little salty, sweet, little crunchy episode. Since dill pickle is such a bold flavor, I am going to start with the kettle corn and see how that goes. I have to put you down real quick. Definitely smells like popcorn. Or like not popcorn, like corn kernels, if that makes sense. I don't really get anything very sweet from it. Not bad. There were a few other flavors that I'd like to try. I think there's a cinnamon sugar one, and then white cheddar. I know those two will be up my alley for sure. Do I get kettle corn? Not really. Is it sweet tasting? Yes, but like not overpoweringly sweet. I do think it is a good little snack. Would I buy this particular flavor again? I would have to test the other flavors first to see if this is a flavor I would repurchase. I'm only gonna have a couple more and then I'm gonna try the pickle ones. Oh. I would say like a solid 7 out of 10. And you know, that could change depending on what the other flavors taste like. But yes, kettle corn flavor, solid 7 out of 10. I have to be really careful these days because a lot of chip brands are trying to use avocado oil to be healthier and stuff like that. But I'm like really allergic to avocados. I've noticed it with a lot of like tortilla chip brands have started doing that. Oh yeah, this is real dill pickly. Only in name, not in taste. It was really disappointing. Because it smells like it'd be like making your mouth water. So if you're not really into like a bold dill pickle flavor, but you just like kind of like them, these would be for you. Growing up, my grandpa used to work for a chip company called Vintners, I'm pretty sure it was. He was like one of the delivery guys who would stock the stores, so he would always come home with like bags of chips and stuff, and they had my favorite all-time dill pickle potato chips, so I'm pretty sure Vintners either isn't a brand or it's just a really regional thing. Because number one, I don't really remember it being carried in like super big brand name stores. Just like, I guess, smaller chain grocery stores. And number two, I only really remember them, I'm pretty sure it was Vintners, now that I'm talking about it was like a knockoff brand of Lay's. But he would always come home with chips, and they were like my favorite dill pickle flavored chips because they were just like so intense, and I've always been a big dill pickle fan. And I recently started growing my own pickling cucumbers and making my own pickles. And it's definitely been a journey. The only real hard part is like when you are testing at a recipe that you've never used before, you don't really know how it's going to taste when they turn out. And it's recommended that you wait 48 hours for it all to like really get the juices and everything like that mixed together, blended. Before you eat the pickles, and I'm only making like refrigerator recipe pickles. They aren't shelf stable pickles. So it's like hard, like you make the pickle recipe and you think it's going to turn out good, and then 48 hours later it's like not what you were anticipating, because I made like a really garlicky dill pickle recipe for my first batch of pickles, and I was expecting it to like kick me in the teeth garlic taste, because I love garlicky pickles. I don't like pickles that taste like cucumbers, if that makes sense. I like pickles that have like a really strong flavor, and it came out and I was like really underwhelmed because I used a lot of cloves of garlic. I think it was like between 6 or 8 cloves of garlic for one 32-ounce jar. And don't get me wrong, that's a lot of pickles sliced up. It's like, I think it was like 6 maybe, because I had quite a few bigger pickles, and I didn't do spears because my pickles were all too like irregularly shaped, so I did the circles. And then the next one I made after that was just like a regular, like a mild with a little bit of spicy dill pickle. And those were like more garlicky tasting than the garlic ones. It was really weird, but those ones are good. I like those. I would say my second batch is definitely my favorite, but we're gonna only eat these ones and then we're gonna be done. Okay, so they're pretty high on the crunch scale, but they're pretty low on the pickle scale. They're like a fine chip. I wouldn't say is anything to write home about. What? Uh-oh. I paired it up to... anything to write home about? There we go. But, I wouldn't buy them again. But yeah, I really enjoyed this time spending it with you, enjoying these snacks. And if you guys have any other snack recommendations, please let me know in the comments below. Thanks. Bye.